One of the biggest problems I see with light players is that they only use one loadout. This is a problem because in the finals, the meta is constantly changing, which means that it's important for you to get used to multiple loadouts. So today, I'm going to be showing you the 5 best loadouts on light class, specifically for high elo ranked. I am a Diamond 1 light player with more than 1,000 in-game hours, so I know what I'm talking about. The first loadout is Dash, XP54, Thermal, Smoke, and Gateway. I know there are a few people who like Invis over Dash, so if you're one of those people, then sure, but most of the time, Dash is much better than Invis because Invis was nerfed really badly 2 seasons ago, so currently Invis is not really good right now, which makes Dash a much better option. Dash is really good for being aggressive, escaping situations, rotating, and movement, so overall, much better than the other specializations and really helpful on light. Each of the loadouts I'm going to talk about have 5 different ranges they're good at. There is close range, close mid-range, mid-far range, and far. The XP54 is a versatile gun because it can basically be used at any range. The XP54 is best at mid, close, and mid-far range, and maybe close range. The XP54 is best on maps like Monaco, Vegas, Bernal, and Seoul, but can also be used on other maps too because of how versatile it is. The best weapons for team synergy are mid-range weapons like FCAR and Lewis. Basically, what team synergy means is that you should all be able to focus out a player at the same time, which requires your teammates to be able to play the same range as you. For example, if you're running SH1900 and your teammates are running CB and Deagles, then you won't be able to synergize as a team because your SH is close range and your teammates are long range. So you won't be able to focus out the same player because each of those guns have a different optimal range. So if you play something like SH, Model, and SA, then your team will be able to shoot the same player at the same range. Therefore, your team will be able to fight the same player as a full 3 stack rather than one of you guys at a time. I've been using the Thermal Smoke since Season 4. The Thermal Smoke is the best gadget combo on light right now because you can literally create a one-way angle anywhere at any time. For example, okay, so as you can see, I can place down a smoke here, and obviously nobody can see through it. But if I activate my thermal vision, then only I can see through it. So this means that I could see them, but they won't be able to see me. So notice how this dummy can't see me, but I'm able to kill him for free. Also, thermal smoke is helpful for stealing cash outs and getting reses. For example, if I place a smoke down and I use my thermal, I can allow my heavy to steal and I can watch for other people. Smokes can also be helpful for escaping situations. For example, if I see a light here, I can throw smokes behind me so that I can cut off the line of sight with them. So that way, they won't be able to see me and I can easily dash away. And you can also throw it on a rooftop to stop mediums or heavies from peeking. Let's say there's a full team on that roof. I can throw smokes on them to block their line of sight, and this will allow me to peek another angle or just give me more space in general. But be careful because lights with thermal vision can still see you. And by the way, all 5 of these loadouts are going to be using the Gateway. The reason I say this is because Gateway is probably the best gadget in the game because of how versatile it is and how much value you can get from it. It's good for escaping, pushing, teleporting the cash box, and getting off angles. The next loadout is Dash, SH1900, Goonade, Vanish Bomb, and Gateway. The SH is the best close range gun in the game right now. The SH is best at close range and maybe mid to close range, but is absolutely useless mid to far and beyond that. The SH is best on close range maps like Skyway, Fortune Stadium, and maybe houses on Monaco, but is absolutely terrible on Kyoto. The best team synergy weapons with the SH are close range weapons like Cerberus and the SA. For gadgets, it's the Vanish Bomb and Goo because of how good it is for escaping. First off, Goonade is very helpful for escaping. For example, so let's say there's 2 players chasing me like this. I can place a goo down to run away. So that way, placing a goo behind me takes out their line of sight, and then I'm able to escape fully like this. Also, goo can be used to split up players. For example, okay, so what I could do is I could take my goo off this one player, and take out the other one. That way, I could fully reset, and then I can take on the fight with the other player. So then this allows me to fully reset, and then I can take the 1v1 again with this player. Some other uses can be using it off the map. For example, so let's say I'm on the edge of the map right here, but my cash out is under this floor. So what I could do is I could place a goo beneath me like so, and then I can get an off angle on the cash out. So if a player is stealing the cash out, I have an off angle right here, and I can get a free surprise attack on him like this by using the goo to play off the map. And lastly, Vanish Bomb is a great escape gadget. For example, let's say a player gets me low, I can combine a vanish bomb and a dash to escape. So notice how in just half a second, I'm invis and I dash like 10 to 15 meters. And of course, gateway, which I've already explained. The next loadout is dash, M11, H-infuser, glitch nade, and gateway. The M11 is like a combination of the XP and the SH. The M11 works best at close range and close to mid range, but the recoil is terrible on the M11, so it can't shoot anything past mid range. The M11 is best on close range maps like Skyway and Fortune Stadium. The best team synergy weapons with the M11 are close range guns like minigun and the revolver. For gadgets, it's the H-infuser and the heal gun for supporting your team, and especially for supporting your heavy. For example, so since your heavy's on minigun, he's going to take more damage, so playing H-infuser is a good way to counter that. Speaking of heavy, glitch nade is also really useful for supporting your team. However, most lights don't know how to properly glitch a heavy, so here's how. So as you can see, if I shoot a heavy, he's immediately going to pull his mesh out, so what you can do instead is shoot the heavy a little bit and then throw your glitch nade immediately after. And another tip with the H-infuser is you should use it when your teammate is stealing. For example, so if your heavy's stealing, then you can use your H-infuser to instantly heal your heavy back to full health, which comes really handy when you're trying to steal the box. And obviously, the last gadget is gateway, which I've already explained. The next loadout is dash, 93R, tracking dart, sonar, and gateway. The 93R has recently become popular because of all the other nerfs to the previously meta weapons, and it's also got a small magazine increase to 24, which is making everyone play it. The 93R absolutely shreds at mid to close range and mid to far range, and somewhat good at close range. The 93R is best on any map except for Horizon and Kyoto, since the 93R struggles at long range against other weapons. The best team synergy weapons for the 93R are mid-range weapons like the AKM and the Deagles. For gadgets, it's the tracking dart and the sonar. This loadout is pretty self-explanatory because all you have to do is just be annoying with your tracking dart. Also, make sure you throw your sonars correctly. For example, if I throw it in front of the enemy like this, the enemy will easily be able to shoot it like this. But if I throw my sonar behind this wall, then the enemy won't be able to see the sonar and it will still track him. So basically, just throw your sonars in a spot where the enemy cannot destroy it. Other than that, it's an easy loadout to use because your tracking dart and sonar will already make it easy to win the fight. The last loadout is meant specifically for suspended structures. The loadout is dash, ARN, gravity vortex, thermal bore, and gateway. The ARN is super useful on this loadout and suspended structures in general because of the amount of range it has. The ARN absolutely dominates at mid to far and far range, but it gets beat out by the XP and other weapons anything less than mid-range. The ARN is good on any map, but really shines on long-range maps like Kyoto and Horizon. The best team synergy weapons with the ARN are going to be long-range guns like the Pike and the Deagle. For gadgets, it's the Vortex and the Thermal Bore. Thermal Bore is the most useful for bringing down the structure when you are pushing a cash out. For example, so if you're trying to steal a cash out on a suspended structure, you could use your Thermal Bore to shoot down the two pillars. That way, the team will fall down and they won't have height anymore, and then you could easily steal the cash out. The Vortex is useful for pulling the cash out off of a structure. For example, if I place my Vortex on the edge of a structure, I could pull the cash out off the structure, and then I can hold the cash out from height. The Vortex can also be used to trap players on suspended structures. For example, so if I place my Vortex on the stairs of the cash out, then I can pop it when a team comes, and then I'll be able to get a free kill off of that. And of course, the gateway, because it's the best gadget in the game. Before you click off this video, I can see how many people subscribe to each specific video. So if you subscribe, it will show me that you guys want to see more of this. If you want to help me make these videos, or you just want to chat with the community, then I put the Discord link in the comments.